The rain beat against the window pane like ghostly fingertips, demanding entry into my small, dimly lit apartment. It was a cold, dreary night, and the wind howled like a vengeful spirit, rattling the glass in its frame. I sat by the fire, attempting to find solace in its warm embrace, lost in the comforting glow of the flickering flames. My phone buzzed on the coffee table, snapping me from my reverie. I picked it up, my pulse quickening as I read the message. Urgent, late-night pizza delivery, 112 Blackwood Lane. The address sent shivers down my spine. Blackwood Lane was notorious for being the darkest, eeriest street in the city, a place where legends of the supernatural were born. I contemplated refusing the order, but my wallet's pathetic emptiness decided for me. With a heavy sigh, I donned my raincoat and grabbed the pizza box. The pungent scent of cheese and pepperoni mingled with the cold, damp air. As I walked out into the stormy night, the patter of raindrops on the umbrella was a haunting, ceaseless rhythm. The darkened streets were empty, and the occasional flickering street lamp cast sinister, elongated shadows. Blackwood Lane, even in daylight, was a place to avoid. But now, under the veil of night, it was the very embodiment of my deepest fears. I finally arrived at 112 Blackwood Lane, a decrepit Victorian mansion seemingly untouched by time. Its windows, shattered and boarded, whispered untold secrets of despair and desolation. Dread crept into the very marrow of my bones, but I had a duty to fulfill. I rang the doorbell and the sound echoed through the cavernous mansion. Minutes stretched into hours, and just when I thought I should leave, the door creaked open, revealing only darkness beyond. A voice, a mere whisper, beckoned me inside, urging me to enter. Against my better judgment, I stepped over the threshold. The door slammed shut behind me with a thunderous boom, leaving me in a pitch-black corridor. Panic set in as I fumbled for my phone, the only source of light in that forsaken place. The feeble glow barely penetrated the inky void that surrounded me. The corridor seemed to stretch into infinity, and I stumbled upon an old, tattered painting. In its cracked frame, I saw the image of a man with a haunting grin. His eyes followed my every move, and I could swear I heard a sinister chuckle emanating from the painting. With trembling hands, I continued to follow the voice, which seemed to shift and beckon from one end of the corridor to the other. It was a maze of horror, with each step carrying me deeper into the abyss. As I turned a corner, I entered a room bathed in an eerie crimson light. The walls were adorned with grotesque paintings, each more horrifying than the last. A table in the center held the remains of a pizza, long gone cold and untouched. In the flickering light, I realized the truth. I was not alone. A shadowy figure stood in the corner, their presence exuding malevolence. I tried to flee, but my body refused to obey. The figure approached, and a skeletal hand reached out, revealing a smile as wicked as the devil's. "I've been waiting for you," it whispered, its voice icy and echoing in my mind. I woke up the next morning, drenched in cold sweat, in the comfort of my apartment. My phone displayed a missed call from the pizzeria. It was just a nightmare, a ghastly tale spun by my own imagination, or so I hoped. But the chilling memory of that dark house on Blackwood Lane still lingers, reminding me that sometimes the most terrifying horrors are the ones we conjure from within.